Welcome to an all new episode of Ask PB. We understand it can be overwhelming to choose the right health insurance plan. After all, the stakes are very high. You have your family's health at stake while managing your wealth. So, today, we are here to help you find the perfect health insurance plan for your family that suits your needs and your budget. To answer all our questions on this front, we have with us today Mr. Amit Chabra, who is the head of health insurance at Policy Bazaar. So, Amit, what exactly is health insurance and how does Policy Bazaar assist customers in finding affordable health insurance plans?
So, health insurance is the most basic form of insurance that protects you from hospitalization. Simply in case there is something that happens to you and you have to be hospitalized, the cost of that hospitalization and expenses before and after that are picked up by this insurance policy. That is, the simplest way to understand what health insurance is. अगर आप हॉस्पिटलाइज होते हैं, कोई बीमारी होती है, आपका ट्रीटमेंट होता है, तो उसका सारा खर्चा ये इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी देती है एंड आपको एक प्रीमियम अमाउंट देना होता है हर महीने या हर साल, एंड दैट इज़ ऑल. सो दिस विल इंश्योर कि आप आज जितनी भी आपकी एज है आज, फ्रॉम हेयर टिल यू आर अलाइव, this policy is renewable and this will cover you for hospitalization. Policy Bazaar is India's largest marketplace for insurance. We have more than 51 insurance partners on our platform. So largely everybody who sells insurance in India, their plans are available on Policy Bazaar. You can compare, understand, and also save a lot of money because in a lot of cases, insurance is available cheaper on Policy Bazaar. So you can really save a lot of money. That is part one. Also, Policy Bazaar provides exceptional claim support to its consumers, which means that at the time of claim, Policy Bazaar helps you. We proudly call it diagnosis se recovery tak, which means in case there is something that you're feeling is not good in your body or you're not happy about your health, Policy Bazaar works with you closely, assists you, helping in starting from diagnosis to understand what disease or what condition there might be, to getting you hospitalized at the best hospitals of the country, to making sure that your claims are settled easily, and ensuring that you recover well as well. There is any post-recovery support that you may need. All of this end-to-end is provided by Policy Bazaar when you buy an insurance policy from us.
How can customers balance premium costs along with coverage benefits while choosing health insurance?
Every insurance policy is different and everybody has to buy their insurance policy looking at very specific needs in mind. So for example, there are some basic benefits that everybody must take, and then you can choose some special, specific or extra benefits based on your own specific requirements. So for example, some basic benefits that one must take include: one, you must take a policy with no room rent capping. You should not take a policy which has a room rent capping of say 5,000 rupees or 7,000 or 10,000 rupees. Try and take a policy which has no room rent capping so that you can go to any hospital of your choice and take a single room. That is very important because you want to be treated in a room with privacy. You may have an attendant with you as well. At that time when you are not well, at that time you need privacy. So having a policy with a single private room is very, very important. Second, take a policy with adequate sum insured. You must take at least 10 lakhs of sum insured per person in your policy. If money is not a constraint, we generally recommend everybody to buy a 1 crore sum insured policy. It is not very expensive. In fact, compared to 10 lakh rupees, it is only about 10-15% extra expensive, but gives you 10 times extra sum insured. So that is another thing that one could look at. Then you should try to buy a policy which has a good cumulative bonus. Cumulative bonus means how does your sum insured increase over the years. So for example, the best policies that today exist double your sum insured every year, and it can, depends on various companies, it can go up to unlimited number of times also. So for example, if you buy a 10 lakh sum insured today, next year the 10 lakhs will become 20 lakhs, then 30 lakhs, then 40 lakhs, and it will go up to unlimited number of times. That is a very important feature because it ensures that over time, as healthcare becomes more expensive, your sum insured is adequate enough and that will never be less. These are, I feel, three very key important points that one must look at. How to make it affordable for you, The simplest way, we generally recommend our consumers is, instead of buying on an annual basis, buy on a monthly basis. What this means is, so let's say your premium is 12,000 rupees. Instead of paying 12,000 rupees in one go, because for a lot of people that will mean a significant amount of money and it's tough to spend that kind of money, you can actually pay in a EMI installment basis as well, and you can pay 1,000 rupees every month. 1,000 रुपये महीने देना is much easier than 12,000 रुपये देना upfront. And there are various options available across many insurance companies through which you can pay using the EMI mode instead of paying it upfront in a lump sum basis. That typically helps health insurance become a lot more affordable, and it ensures that you have adequate coverage at a very, very affordable price.
What are the benefits of opting for a higher deductible to lower insurance premium?
So deductible means that a certain part of your claim will be paid by you in case a claim comes. So for example, let's say I have a policy of 10 lakh rupees and I have taken a deductible of 25,000 rupees. Then it means that during a policy year, the first 25,000 rupees in case a claim comes will be paid by me, and rest everything will be paid by the insurance company. So let's say, let me take an example. Let's say a claim comes of 5 lakh rupees. Then the first 25,000 rupees will be paid by me, and rest of the 4,75,000 rupees will be paid by the insurance company. Now, what is the benefit of a deductible? Two benefits. One, it reduces the premium significantly. So, just to give you an example, taking a 25,000 rupee deductible typically means you almost get a 25% reduction in premium. So, it's a significant reduction in premium, and you can use these, you can save this money by taking this deductible option. The other way to also look at it is, specifically if you work in a corporate or a government job, you already have a company provided or a government provided health insurance policy also. You can pay the first 25,000 rupees using your other policy, and rest everything will anyways be paid by the insurance company. So actually you use both of your policies judicially and save a lot of money. So deductible is a great tool which can be used to save money and at the same time buying a comprehensive health insurance policy.
What are the most common reasons for claim rejections, and how can customers avoid them?
So claims can actually be rejected only for two reasons. The first reason is non-disclosure, and I'll explain what that means. When you are buying a policy, you are asked a set of questions which is called a proposal form. This proposal form essentially contains questions about your physical health. It has questions like, have you ever been hospitalized? Do you have any diagnosed condition like diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, thyroid, asthma, or anything that has ever happened to you or diagnosed with you over your lifetime? Now, it's very, very important that you declare here truthfully. Anything that you're aware of, has been diagnosed or has been treated, must be answered here. If you don't do that, it is in a way a breach of a legal contract. Health insurance is like a legal contract. And if you're lying to the insurance company, then it's like a breach of contract, in which case a claim can be denied. But if you have disclosed everything truthfully, your claim just cannot be denied. So this is scenario one, very, very important. Make sure that you disclose everything truthfully when you're buying a health insurance policy. We have seen cases where people don't disclose because they feel that by disclosing, they might not get the policy, but eventually they end up getting the policy rejected and the claim rejected as well, which does not help anybody. So must declare anything that has happened to you in the past. That's point number one. If you don't do that, then non-disclosure can lead to rejection of claim. The second reason why a claim can be denied partially or fully is if you don't understand the policy terms and conditions clearly enough. What does that mean? I'll explain. So for example, let's say your policy has a room rent capping of 5,000 rupees. A lot of specifically older policies have these kind of room rent cappings. Now, if you go to a hospital where the room rent is say 15,000 rupees, which is a very, very common scenario, you go to any good tertiary hospital, room rents are between 15,000 to 25,000 rupees right now. So let's say the room rent is 15,000 rupees, but your policy has a capping of 5,000 rupees. So you went to a room which was 3 times the allowed limit. Now in such a scenario, what happens is that the insurance company has all the right to reject your claim and pay only 1/3 of the claim because you went to a room which had a limit of, which and your limit was 1/3 of the room rent, actual room rent. So knowing your policy's terms and conditions are very, very important. If you don't know these conditions, there are chances that you may end up exceeding your limits, and then in which case your claims may be denied or partially denied. These are the only two reasons why a claim can ever be denied. Hence, very, very important that when you're buying your policy, please ensure that you understand the terms and conditions of the policy well. You understand what you are buying and why you are buying. Historically, a lot of us used to buy insurance where some agent would come to our homes, collect a check without even explaining to us which policy this is, what are the features, benefits, limitations. One should never do that. You should always research and buy a comprehensive health insurance policy. That's what we really encourage all our consumers at Policy Bazaar, and that's what you must also do. And your claims will never be denied.
Can you explain the difference between cashless claims and reimbursement claims?
Sure. Cashless claims are essentially claims where the insurance company directly pays to the hospital and the customer need not spend anything from his or her own pocket. Everything is settled directly to the hospital. The customer can go, get treated and walk out of the hospital. There is no money involved. Reimbursement claim, on the other hand, is where a customer directly pays to the hospital and then claims like reimbursement from the insurance company. Both are options available. Customers can choose basis their comfort. Typically, what we have seen is that cashless claims are better because they ensure that customer need not worry about paying a large hospital bill, and instead the insurance company directly pays to the hospital. So that is what customers typically prefer, but both the options are available and a customer can choose based on their comfort.
What support does Policy Bazaar offer if a claim is disputed or rejected?
Sure, actually that is one of our key responsibilities where we come into the picture in case a claim is denied for any reason. Policy Bazaar is a broker. In case there is ever a dispute between a customer and the insurance company, that is where our role is extremely critical because we act like your lawyer. So we actually act like your lawyer, your supporter, the person who represents you in front of the insurance company so that your claim is understood well enough. In case there's any misunderstanding, any lack of documents, we solve that and we ensure that your claim is approved. How do we do that? In two ways. So one, Policy Bazaar provides on-ground claim support, which means that our people are experts who are claims experts. They visit hospitals, they take documents that are required by the insurance company, provide you any support in the hospital, for example, going to the TPA desk, going to the billing counters, coordinating with the insurance company. We do all of that and we ensure that we provide you exceptional claim support, specifically at that time, at that moment of truth when you are in a hospital. Secondly, in case your claim is denied, our medical experts work closely with you and the insurance company to ensure that we understand why the claim is denied and if there is any specific documentation required or again representation is required, we do that and we get those claims approved. Every month, thousands of rejected claims are reopened and approved. In fact, of all the claims that we reopen, more than half of rejected claims that we reopen, they are re-evaluated and approved by the insurance company. So Policy Bazaar intervenes. We go all the way to ensure that we even fight on your behalf, but we really ensure that we negotiate and make sure that your claims are approved. Very, very important to understand. This is an extremely specialist job. So it's very tough for a layman to coordinate and understand why a claim is rejected and resolve it. Policy Bazaar has a team of medical experts and health insurance experts which work closely with the customer and the insurance companies and ensures that your claims get approved.
How can consumers with pre-existing diseases find the best health insurance plans on Policy Bazaar?
So thankfully, health insurance has really evolved over the years, and now for most pre-existing medical conditions like diabetes, asthma, thyroid, blood pressure, heart-related problems, and going all the way up to cancer, you can get health insurance policies. It's generally advisable to buy a policy when you are young because as you grow older or as you get more diseases, buying a full-fledged comprehensive health insurance policy becomes a bit difficult. But you can get policies in case you have these diseases. Also, In fact, now there are options also available where, so if you have, let's say, diabetes, you can buy a policy which also gives you day one cover for diabetes. I'll explain what that means. Typically, when you buy a policy and you have a pre-existing condition, the insurance company puts a waiting period for the pre-existing condition, which means that claims for diabetes, let's say, will get covered after 3 years. However, now by paying some extra money, by buying an optional coverage, you can actually get your coverage from day one itself. So it's a very, very good benefit for somebody with diabetes already, because it just gives you a lot of comfort and peace of mind that your diabetes claim will be covered from day one itself, and you don't really have to you don't really have to serve a long waiting period.
How does Policy Bazaar ensure the accuracy and up-to-date status of network hospitals?
So on the Policy Bazaar mobile application and on our website, this list is updated from time to time whenever in fact an insurance company makes changes in their hospital network list. The same is updated on our mobile application and on our website as well. From time to time, we also circulate this list with all our consumers. The one person you should always be in touch is your Policy Bazaar relationship manager. This is your one point of contact. You will have this person's phone number, WhatsApp, email ID, and you can reach out to this person at any point to make sure that you know which hospital to go to in case of an emergency. Generally, all the large hospitals are present across almost every insurance company, but it is a good practice that as a health insurance buyer, you must know where to run to in case an emergency happens. So for example, the Medanta hospital is very near to my home, so I know that my policy covers it, and God forbid if there's any emergency I know where to rush to. So please ensure that you are in touch with your relationship manager, and they will always guide you on the nearest hospitals in case there is ever a need.
What should customers do if they need treatment at a hospital that is not in their network hospitals?
So it's actually very simple. We just spoke about two types of claims, cashless claims and reimbursement claims. In case you need to go to a hospital which is not in your insurance company's network list, one is you can pay for the claim upfront and then reimburse from the insurance company. It's not a very tough process, and Policy Bazaar really helps its customers. हम आपसे सारे बिल्स ले लेंगे, we will fill the claim form, and आपको कोई मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ेगी. All your troubles and tensions are ours. We will ensure that your claim is paid to you. Typically takes 5 to 10 days for a reimbursement claim to be paid, but all of it is covered by Policy Bazaar. You don't have to worry about it. That is option one. Option two, which is specifically works well in case there is a planned treatment, is you can use a functionality called Cashless Anywhere, which essentially means that wherever you go, you inform Policy Bazaar or the insurance company in advance, and your treatment will be covered, and there is no issue of getting the claim reimbursed. The insurance company works with the hospital and provides a cashless experience even though the hospital is not in the network. The only thing is you have to pre-intimate that you're about to go to a different hospital which is not in the network list for your claim. So you have both the options, and customers have all the choice. We understand that your health treatment is actually the priority one, and you would always want to go to a doctor or hospital of your choice. So one can freely do that, and health insurance works around it and provides a flexible and easy claims paying experience.
Our first question is from Manoj. He says, I have a pre-existing condition and I'm looking for a new health insurance plan. How do I ensure that my condition is covered from day one?
So luckily now there are many plans which offer day one coverage also for pre-existing diseases. This is not for all diseases, but for the common ones like diabetes, asthma, BP, cholesterol, thyroid, high BMI. These are some major illnesses for which day one coverage options are available. This can be taken by opting for an additional rider, which means you have to pay some extra premium, typically 20 to 30% extra premium, and your pre-existing disease can be covered from day one itself.
Our next question is from Arpita. She says, my recent claim was denied due to a technicality. How can I avoid such issues in the future?
Health insurance claims cannot be denied based on the whims and fancies of the insurance company. Insurance is an extremely regulated business, which means there is a very tight control by the IRDAI to ensure that customer interests are kept in mind and customers are taken care of. So as we discussed earlier, claims can only be denied for two reasons. They can be denied for either non-disclosure or because of policy terms and conditions. There is no third reason why a claim can ever be denied. Still, if you feel that the claim has been wrongfully denied, you have multiple options. Option one, you can come to us as Policy Bazaar. You are our consumer. We will help you and ensure that your claims are paid. As I said, there are multiple forums through which we work with the insurance company to ensure that the claims are paid. You can also complain to the regulator. You can write to the IRDAI. There are various methods available so that through which you can write to the IRDAI. You can also go to the ombudsman and write over there. That's a government sort of body where you can escalate and complain about anything wrong that has happened to you. So there are multiple options available, and claims cannot be rejected based on the whims and fancies of anybody. You can be rest assured that they will always be correctly paid. You just have to ensure those two things are done rightly. There is no non-disclosure, and you understand your policy terms and conditions in detail.
We have a question from Mitali. She says, I'm planning to switch my health insurance provider. How does porting affect my waiting period and coverage of pre-existing conditions?
So porting is actually a fairly simple process, and it does not affect your waiting periods or some insured that you have. So I'll take this through an example maybe so that you understand better. When you port, let's say I have a 2-year-old policy and my sum insured is 5 lakh rupees. Now I am porting to a policy where the sum insured is 10 lakh rupees. And let's say the default waiting periods in that policy is 3 years. So when I port to the new policy, 2 years of waiting periods from my previous policy will get carried forward into the new policy, and only 1 year of waiting period will have to be served. So all the waiting periods get carried forward, and there are no additional waiting periods. That is part one. In terms of sum insured, I had a 5 lakh policy. So all of these waiting periods will be waived off for the 5 lakh amount. Because I have bought an extended sum insured, I have bought 10 lakhs. So the first 5 lakhs waiting periods will be carried forward from the previous product. And the next 5 lakhs, because this is new sum insured and this wasn't there in the previous policy, this will have waiting periods as per the new policy. So this will have a 3-year waiting period, and the first 5 lakhs will have a 1-year waiting period. So you get all the benefits as you would have got if you had stayed in the current policy. Porting, as I said, again is a very regulated process, and customer interests are kept in mind while you are changing your health insurance provider.
One question from Divya. Can you suggest the best approach to find a plan that offers cashless claims for most hospitals in my city?
Almost every company today has a network list of more than 10,000 hospitals. So you can actually, I would say, cashless network is no longer a differentiator. In fact, now with the Cashless Anywhere initiative which was initiated by the regulator, now actually every company is supposed to offer cashless anywhere in the country. So cashless network, I would feel, is actually not really the right differentiator that you're looking at. One should look to other differentiators like the features and benefits that a plan has and the pricing that the plan offers, and one should look at the claim settlement rates, etc. But cashless network is largely now very similar across companies. You can come to Policy Bazaar, compare the networks and compare the other benefits and buy a plan that suits your needs the best.
We hope we have addressed all your concerns and provided some valuable insights. If you still have any queries, any questions, or any doubts, feel free to reach out to us through any of our official channels. We hope you and your family stay safe and healthy.